Welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Walker. This podcast is about my personal journey from being $25,000 in debt to getting to $1 million of net worth by the age of 43. Follow along with my journey, implement the ideas, and let's do it together. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's get started. Hey, what's up? I'm trying out a new filter on the video, and I think it just looks kind of cool, but I just wanted to kind of point out, I'm not a fan of Facetune really in general. And I don't want it to seem like that's what I'm doing on this. I just kind of think the filter looks cool, but give me some feedback if I should keep it or not, because I definitely don't want it to be a Facetune type thing. I just think the lighting and kind of thing like that just makes it look cooler compared to kind of the usual. But just give me your feedback on that, please. Appreciate it. All right, what's up out there, guys? This is the Journey to a Million podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Walker. Today is Thursday, March 18th, 2021. By the rules of consistency, we're doing a podcast every Thursday, just checking in with the crypto markets, what's been going on, and then just checking in general. So I hope everyone out there had a good weekend. I personally did. I was able to hang out with my mom and dad, and then my sister and brother-in-law, and my nephew. And that was the first time I'd been up to their place in a long time. So it was great to have some family time again. Also, some good things that were happening this weekend was watching the crypto markets go up. Bitcoin hit an all-time high at around 61,000. So that was great. And then as well, one of my holdings that we talked about, MANA, Decentraland, had a crazy Saturday. I think it was up like 60%. It went from, I remember we talked about this recently. I had bought in about 32 cents. It dropped down to 19 cents. So I was in a bad spot to start, but then it definitely bounced back as Bitcoin went back. And if you don't know, what happens is usually a lot of these altcoins, they're going to follow Bitcoin's trajectory. So if Bitcoin goes up, they're going to be right behind it. And so Bitcoin kind of runs the show. And that's what somebody else said. I heard this guy, Crypto Jerome, saying that Bitcoin is, it's a really good asset because it's the first mover and it's actually leading the way as far as like changing people's minds on cryptocurrency, because the more people start to believe in Bitcoin, the more they're going to believe in other cryptocurrencies as well. So Decentraland went up from 32 to about 40 something, then 50 something. Then on Saturday, it went all the way up to about 117, I believe, before finally settling in around $1 to 105. So it's almost a 3x within a couple weeks. So that made me feel great that my investment paid off like that. And I was actually right about the situation, because Decentraland or MANA is like a virtual reality platform, and it has to do with NFTs, which are a big trend right now. So since NFTs are doing so well, eventually MANA got that big pump where it went 3x in 2 weeks. And now it's maybe my second biggest holding, which it was like, down the list. And just because it had that pump, it became my second biggest holding right now. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, another one that's been doing great, Engine Coin, that my wife picked. It went 3x the week after I got it on her recommendation. I asked her which one she liked out of 3 different coins. She picked that one because it had to do with video games, and she knew video games were going to be a big part of the crypto and just a big trend in general. And so that one went up 3x, but now since then it's gone up almost 6x, and now it's back at a 5x or so. So just loving the trajectory of these coins. And I'm realizing now, at the beginning of the crypto market or bull market, you hear about all the main coins. You want Bitcoin because it's going to be the safest one, I guess, long-term, and, kind of have the lowest percentage moves. And everyone's talking about how high Bitcoin's going. So it's like, you want to get into that and be in that and not have missed out on Bitcoin. But at the same time, you actually will make a lot more money with these altcoins. They're higher risk, yes, but they're actually going to flip more than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin can go from 50 to 55,000. That's a 10% increase. But then other coins, like I got this one called Stormex, which all I know is it's something like a rewards shopping thing where you get crypto back from doing your regular shopping, which is pretty cool. The only reason I bought it was just because I had a few bucks laying around and I wanted to put it in something that was cheap. So I saw that Stormex was about a cent. It was like point or 1 cent and 2 tenths of a cent, like 0.012. And now it's gone all the way up to 3. So just putting in a small amount of money, it's 3x because it's such a low cap altcoin. If it gets like investment, it's just going to flip faster because it was lower cap before. So you can kind of, the market cap doubles faster, if that makes sense. So if you have like a certain amount as a market cap, it's lower, it's easier to double and triple that. So it's an interesting thing because you think the Bitcoins are the ones you want, and I'm glad to have those, but you realize if you just throw some money into these altcoins, you can really make compounded gains really quickly. So that's been the big thing that I've seen. It's been a great 2 weeks this month. And you know, we're approaching the third week of the month. It's been a great week to have some of these NFT coins. And I think another piece of news that's really good is Cardano actually is going to be listed on Coinbase. I believe it was this morning, and it's Coinbase Pro, and that's been a long time coming. And Cardano, it's the number 3 market cap coin right now. It's either 3 or 4, and that one should 2, 3, 4x by the end of the year, hopefully. And it just keeps building, and a lot more people end up liking Cardano. So I do like that project a lot, but I think Coinbase is the number 1 listed or number 1 platform that people invest on cryptocurrency. So the more, if you're on Coinbase, you get more money pumped into your project. So that's what's awesome about Cardano being listed on Coinbase Pro. And if it gets to regular Coinbase after that, then that's huge because more and more people invest in it. And so the more and more people invest in it makes the market cap bigger, and then the price goes up. So it's already actually, it went down to about $1. And it's since then, I wanted to put my stimulus money in that, but I ended up getting it. And by the time I got it, Cardano was about 120, 123. And I think I ended up getting between 123 and 125, but that's what my investment was in. And I think it went up to 140 something already. And so hopefully it'll continue to go up. And, you know, I think it retraced down to 130 something, but we'll see how it goes. Another one, like we talked about, last podcast, was that Luna project. I think it was $8 when we talked about it last week. And I was like, man, this is the one I really want to get in. And, you know, it's just like about having the capital to get in some of these projects sometimes. You know, I actually noticed this weekend it was about $10, and I was like, okay, like it's going up significantly. Then the next time I checked it, I think it was Monday, it was like $13. And then I think it went up to 16. And every time I checked it, it was going up higher and higher until I finally got in around the $18 mark. I finally moved some over. I wish I had done it earlier. You know, I could have 2x'd easily, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to finally move over into it. So the one that I've had the least luck in with is Uniswap, just because I keep moving it. So I'm just like, look, I'm going to leave Uniswap, just be done with that project. I think it'll be a good long-term play, but I kind of like Luna, and I'm ready for just a new start. And I'm just going to leave this money in Luna and see where it goes, because I think I like that idea of the project better. So if you aren't sure what Luna is, I'm not 100% sure. I just kind of know from what I've read, they're using blockchain to send money to people, but like they can still do it in regular currency. So like if I want to send you dollars, but I want to do it on the blockchain, I can just use the Luna platform. And there's going to be tons of different uses for that. But the benefits are you don't have to wait, you know, several days sometimes for you to transfer money to people. You know, how the banks are. And if you send money with the bank, if it's a large amount of money, you have to pay a lot of fees. I mean, a wire transfer is $25. You know, that's if you send $100, if you send 1,000. But as you get up higher and higher, it takes days and days to send this money, and they charge you more and more fees. And you have to like actually go into a bank. With Luna, it's going to eliminate that, where people can actually bypass the banks and do it themselves. So I do like that project a lot. And I think the use case for that's really good. So I see that project continuing to go in an upward trajectory, and it just looks like a steady growth right now. It was at 8, then went down to 5, then just started climbing after that, and it's gotten all the way up to $20. So Luna long term is a great project, but I'm sticking with Cardano as my stimulus play. I'm going to just leave my money from the stimulus and that, and see how much that turns into by the end of the year. So that's pretty much the gist of what we have going on right now. I mean, we've seen some great moves from some of these coins, and it's just been a great time. I think I don't want to get too risky and just move money into smallest projects possible, because you never know what's going to happen. But I do think we go through these cycles where Bitcoin goes, and then the mid-sized coins go, and then the small-sized coins go. And since Bitcoin has kind of stalled a little bit, I wouldn't say stalled necessarily, but it's been chopping between 50 to 60K for a week or two now. And when you see Bitcoin kind of stop going straight up and just kind of start moving sideways, that's when you get the other coins catching up and they get their big runs too. But that's pretty much it. I think if you're interested in investing in cryptocurrency and you want to know more about it, I would encourage you to check out, I think, episode 3. It talks about general market stuff. The audio quality isn't that good, and if you really need me to redo it, just let me know. I don't think I have too many people listening in at this point, but I have had a couple of people reach out to me, which is encouraging. That means I'm doing something. And it takes a while to build stuff. You have to just kind of know what you're doing, have conviction in it, and just be consistent. And then over the course of time, people are going to start noticing, and it's going to be small amounts, and eventually it just snowballs where you're going to keep growing and growing slowly but surely. And I've learned that it takes a couple years of doing something consistently to start expecting to see results from it. It's not always going to be an overnight success. So I appreciate the people that have reached out to me. If you want to know more, just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at Skywalker_C. That's my personal one that I use, but you can reach out to me on there. And then, I'd be glad to talk about crypto. And then if you want to reach out to me, just comment below and we can talk from there. But yeah, I think I've seen more and more people wanting to invest in cryptocurrency, but just not knowing what to do or where to start. So I'll tell you, the easiest way to start is to get on one of these two listings or two exchanges, Coinbase or Voyager. So Coinbase is going to be the one that most people use. It's pretty quick to get on. They just basically verify your identity and all that. And then you're on within a few minutes usually. And then Voyager is the other one I like, just because Voyager, it has a cooler interface in my opinion. And then it gives you more options as far as like when you buy something. On Coinbase, when you buy an asset, you have to buy it at a market price. So if you're buying something and it's like $1,000 per coin, or let's just say $1, like sometimes with the market price you might pay like 102, 103, like you have to go a little higher, whereas like just because they don't want to submit your order and then the price goes up and then they lose money, so they're trying to cover themselves with the market price. Whereas like on Voyager, you can actually set a limit price where you said, this is the most I want to pay for this asset. And you can actually wait for it to come down a little bit, and it'll execute your order at the exact price that you want, which is really convenient and helpful sometimes to get the best possible gains. So the Voyager also offers you interest rates on a lot of projects. So with Coinbase, sometimes some projects do, like Algorand gives you 6% interest on Coinbase, and some other ones may, I'm not sure. But like for Ethereum, if you want to get 7.5% interest on Ethereum, you have to stake your Ethereum, which means lock it up for a certain amount of time, and you won't be able to pull your money out of that project, which that's good for the project because they have capital that's been invested and they can use that capital to improve their program. However, if you want to pull it out, you actually can't. You can't reinvest it into something else. However, with Voyager, you actually can get interest on that same project without staking. You can just have it in your Voyager account, and they'll offer you somewhere between 2 to 6% interest, and some are even higher than that. So you're getting interest which are almost as good as stocks. You know, like if you're in some stocks and you're getting 10% per year returns, that's excellent. So you can get a similar number in crypto that it's going to go up a lot higher than stocks over the course of time, but you're still getting that interest rate. So you really can't beat that. And if you compare that to putting your money in a bank, you're only going to get like a 0.25 sometimes percent interest rate on those savings accounts, which is almost nothing. You know, if you're getting 5% interest on something, that's, you know, exponentially more. So I definitely like Voyager. The one thing that could hold you back on Voyager is I think they have a lot of people signing up. And so there could be like a 1 to 2 week wait time. But if you sign up with Voyager, just go ahead and do it, because by the time, I mean, the sooner you sign up, the sooner you can get off that wait list. I'm not sure if there is a wait list right now, but I've heard a couple people say it takes a couple weeks sometimes. So if you need more info, just message me or comment. But that's it for this week. Pretty short and sweet. I just want to talk about the great little gains that have been happening. I'll probably come out and do another type of podcast picking my favorite coins. Actually, let me just say those right now. I'm into the Cardano. I'm into Luna. I'm into Engine, and I'm into Mana. I definitely see those projects continuing up. And then one to watch out for that I don't have a way to invest in it right now is Super Farm. That's Leo Trade's project. It's gone up to about $2 and something so far. And it started out at $1. So, you know, that's a really good NFT project. I see that one really growing. And so if you're able to if you're able to purchase on some of the platforms like Uniswap and stuff like that, Super Farm, then I think that is a good project to go for. I personally don't use that yet. But I do like the platforms I have, but I do like Super Farm as a project. I think that's going to continue to grow, and it's going to be a long-term great project. But if you're on the other ones, go with Engine, go with Mana. I think those are going to continue to see gains over the coming weeks. And then our Cardano as well. So we'll see what this stimulus money turns into with Cardano, and we'll check in about a few weeks and just see where that goes. So, all right, guys, appreciate you tuning in. That's it for today. I will see you on the next one.